What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to A Certain Point of View. And for the final time to the Schmoeville universe. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. It is Monday evening here on the channel. Not Sunday.
What day
is it? Hashtag what day is it? We didn't actually make an official announcement, so I'll say this right off the bat. We're officially on Mondays going forward, everybody. There you go. There's the announcement. We keep it simple here. Monday evening POVs going forward. And for one of the final times, we will be discussing everything movie, trivia, Schmoedown, and the Schmoedown Spectacular, which is the final event matches get together of the Schmoverse, which is very sad to think about. So hope everyone is doing great out there. Hope everyone had a fantastic weekend. We obviously have quite a bit to talk about tonight. Can't wait to do it with everybody in the chat. Thank you so much. Let's see how everybody's doing here today. Molly, let's start with you. How you hanging?
Spooky season. I'm great. Our October's been off to a good start so far. We traveled way too much in September, so just gonna chill out for now.
Yeah, when you said in our chat the other day, my October's pretty open, I was like,
Well, open as far as like not traveling. I've got like spooky season plans every weekend.
That's fair.
My October is slammed, and I'm not looking forward to it. Brian, how about you? How was your weekend?
It just makes me laugh because you guys, all the three of you, every week, every month, it's like, I'm so booked. I have this so much to do. Blah, blah, blah. And I just, every month, I'm like, yep, still don't really have anything to do this month. It makes me laugh. Good at this moment. Can't complain. Maybe win a fantasy football game this week.
Oh crap, that's happening tonight, huh? Oh, I have two things going that they need to do well.
I need one person to do well to hold off. I basically need the 49ers to just suck.
Me too.
Me too.
Like, that's so bad.
Me too. Like oh crap, he's doing really good.
I don't need the 49ers just to suck because in fantasy, but the Raiders finally won a game, and I really want the Niners just to blow this weekend. So,
boo.
Crossing fingers.
Boo them.
Thank you, Molly. Thank you.
Yeah.
Tell me who to root for and who to root against. I'm there.
Root against the 49ers always.
Your Braves are back in the playoffs, so there you go.
I'm Team 69. Y'all know that.
Hey.
That was a terrible joke. I'm sorry.
I was like, the number wasn't even 96. How did you get there?
Anyways.
I'm surprised we made almost 5 minutes with another word being said, but I'll wait. I'll see how long. Jake, you weren't there. You had to be there. I was.
I'm just going to have to watch Happy Hour for all that mess.
Yeah. Jill, how about you? How was your Monday? How was your weekend?
Weekend was fine. Not very eventful, I don't think. What did I do this weekend? I don't even remember what I did this weekend. I went to brunch yesterday. Happy hour. Had happy hour on Friday. That was a treat. That was a lot of fun. I went to brunch yesterday. Sorry, I am currently texting my sister's ex-boyfriend who has kept My Chemical Romance tickets hostage, and he finally got back to me. So I'm going to My Chem next week, mother effers.
Oh,
where's that at?
Jesus Christ. At the
Hollywood
When we
Bowl.
were young? Is that
No, not when we were young.
No.
I bought these tickets like pre-pandemic.
Oh.
Like in 2020, I bought these tickets. At the oh my god, it's where it's not
It's
Staples
at a place
Center.
where people play concerts.
No, it's in LA. It's not the Staples Center. It's the basketball.
Palladium?
No. It's the one
Pasadena,
where
the Rose Bowl?
No.
No.
It's they used it as the front for Space Jam where they played their big game.
Staples Center.
That's not the Staples Center. No. It's not Staples Center.
Oh, is it the one the Clippers play at?
No, the Clippers.
No, the Clippers
play
played
in
the Staples Center.
No, I was thinking of their new. They won in Inglewood, the one that they're
The
building.
Inglewood.
Forum?
The Forum. Thank you.
Yeah, see?
The forum.
Why the hell does the girl from Atlanta know that? And
I was reading chat. I was reading
okay.
chat.
I was like, what the F?
I'm full of surprises, Jake.
Just pulls it out of her ass, and we all live in California. The hell? That's exciting, though, Jill. That's exciting.
Thank God. Thank freaking God. Because I have been like, I've been texting my sister, like, have you talked to him? Like, have you heard from him? Either he needs to give me my tickets or he's got to pay me $200.
Are they recently broken up?
No, they broke up like maybe 2 months after we bought these tickets.
Oof.
So like,
brutal.
but
that
he
would have been in the contract.
But he helped her get like her British passport because he is a British citizen. He's from Leeds, and so like he helped her with all that. So it's not like they weren't. Leeds is. Like it's not like they weren't like in contact.
In England.
It's in England.
I know it's in England, but like.
But I was about to, dude. He's an artist. He's an artist. He's got an art page. I'm like, I was about to put him on freaking blast.
I'm not surprised he's an artist and My Chemical Romance fan. I'm already screwed up.
But.
Well, who was the My Chemical Romance fan? Your sister or him?
Me.
The middleman.
Me and my sister wanted to go. So
interesting.
That would be a fun concert to go to.
Did he buy them for you guys? Was that the play?
No. I Venmo'd my sister and my sister Venmo'd him. And
what the hell?
I would for sure go to that concert if I had other like angsty friends that at the same time that they were popular to go with still.
I'm just thrilled. I'm also happy that because I also have a wedding like literally the next day. So I'm happy it's not the day of the wedding. Otherwise, I would cry. But it's the night before, and I gotta wake up at like 5 the next day. But it's all good. Everything's
worth
fine.
It, right?
I feel like you don't get really like hammered for a My Chemical Romance.
No.
So I feel like you're fine.
No, but I gotta wake up at 5 and then drive 4 hours to Paso in the next morning. So.
Yes.
Yay.
Anyway, I love that I love that there's a fantasy football back talk going in our chat right now between Con and Peggy Gubbins. Love it. Apparently Peggy beat Con this week. Fantastic. Great. But yeah, we're not here for
that league. That league's got some heavy hitters in there.
Brian Ward, we promise we're not. We're not.
The best part is, wait, are the Niners winning or losing? Because the guy.
Please don't tell me. I don't want to look.
Then, because the guy underneath me is a huge 49ers and Giants fan, and like his.
Oh, you can hear him screaming and stuff.
Yes.
So he's one of those guys.
There may be a chance that you hear it in the background, like slightly. It's 7-6, so it's.
Are the Rams up?
No. Damn it! I just jinxed it. Now it's 13-6.
Brian, just stop.
Okay, Brian won't look anymore.
All right, look, we're not here for fantasy football or football in general. We're here to talk Schmoedown because we have a lot of it to discuss.
Hey, it's the Schmoedown Super Bowl though, so that's what we are comparing to.
Yeah, it is the Schmoedown Super Bowl. Although this one was much more like a Pro Bowl. This one felt a little bit more like a Pro Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Put the best of the best out there with some matches and have a lot of fun. Clearly, the Riders had a lot of fun, which I'm sure we'll discuss because I see PJ in the chat, Mr. Pajukin himself.
Hi, PJ.
Where do you guys want to start? Do we want to do this chronologically?
Yeah, do it in order.
Yeah,
do it all in order.
No,
the way that it starts, unfortunately, is with that incredible, sad
oh my god
video by Nerd Chronic. That just brought all the tears of watching the entire Schmoedown in 3 or 4 minutes, just scene by scene. Like I said last week, Christian said that he had brought Eric back to do something. It was never disclosed as to what it was, and then you see the start of this, you're like, oh, okay, yeah, that's how this is gonna go. And it just kicks off Spectacular in the best way possible. Literally every season showcase from top to bottom, and it's just it was gorgeous. I'm sure, did everyone have some type of tear rolling down their cheeks?
Oh yeah. Can I just say,
Molly,
I love. Sorry,
it was great.
This season was great, but there was always just one little thing that felt like it was missing.
Promos.
And it was Nerd Chronic's promos.
Yeah.
The second that thing started, I immediately went back into like
Schmoedown.
The feels, the excitement, the like, this is the thing I fell in love with. Like, it just immediately set me back, like put me in the mindset to just, damn, this is the last one. And it just like, yeah, it was.
I don't like really ever talking bad about competitors on this channel, but apparently, according to Khan, he said he included every competitor who ever played except for Flickinger.
That's fair. Wait,
that's some tea.
Was
every competitor that has ever
I didn't see
touched the
Whitneyben.
Schmoedown desk.
That's impressive.
Did we see Whitneyben? Because I don't remember seeing Whitneyben.
Well, there were a couple really quick shots of stuff, and some ones that were kind of like cornered and small stuff. I mean, I trust Nerd Chronic. So
I mean, I'm
now I'm gonna have to
did it. He did it.
I'm gonna have to go rewatch that now.
I might literally just play it on the side just to be sure.
I'll have one of those cork boards with all the red string, like this person and this person.
Charlie Day, Charlie Day.
My favorite was the fact that that he literally took the time to make a starry galaxy background for Sean's little thing that he just had to add in there. We were watching it, we were like getting a little emotional, and then we just saw the quick like 0.2 seconds of Sean doing the dumb,
and then
we lost our mind.
And then it was the follow-up tweet from one Nikki DiMolanta that really sealed the deal. Really,
this guy tries to convince you he wasn't cool in high school.
She gifted and everything, and it's the greatest thing on earth.
So great.
Well, Nerd Chronic makes everyone look cool, so
that's true.
It's true. It's very true.
He does.
All Sean needs is a green screen.
That's all he needs. That's all he needs to be cool. Not much.
It was definitely a great start. Set the tone, and obviously it being in the last event or anything from Schmoedown. And I didn't think of it, but to be able to get every single competitor, if not almost all of them in there, that's a big feat to be able to do that, because that is so much footage to carve through for just the 3 or 4 minutes or however long the video was. So
it was like solid 7 minutes actually. It was pretty.
Was it 7 minutes long?
Yeah, it was a while.
Okay, I mean, still making a 7-minute video does not take. It takes a long time. It takes a very long time.
I wonder if he has
the quick cuts.
If he has like a folder for every person. With their
he's got to have some kind of organizational thing going.
I would hope so.
And like hard drives up the ass just laying around for those videos for
Put
$7
$1 in the curse jar, Jake. Put $1.
Sorry. Well, I said the F word earlier, so whatever.
$2.
I did not.
Yes, you did. You so did.
I did.
When the Niners scored, you go, oh, F.
I said, I'm seeing my cat, motherfuckers.
I don't recall.
We curse on this channel now because we're all bad boys.
Yeah. Bad boys for life.
We're the type of people we find at a cash register. Not
making that shirt for Alex, damn it.
Also, this is also one that I really appreciated seeing. I also really appreciated that he was actually in a question as well later on in the actual event, which was really cool. Amaru, PJ, that doesn't mean you can actually say it. Like, relax, you two. Relax.
I'll put it on the screen.
All right, any final thoughts on the promo before we head to this first match?
It was excellent, and I can't wait to watch it over and over and over again.
I'm not saying went to bed.
Are you like, but like looking
That's fair. And I also appreciate that they added.
It's okay. Well,
the new like.
Sean wasn't in the Star Wars competitor one, so whoever made that can.
He got his own gift.
But it's okay, yeah, but everybody else was in both. So,
but didn't we see his entrance to his first match?
Yeah, but in the promo, not the Star Wars, not before the Star Wars match, where they were showing like they showed every other Star Wars.
Jill's got some beef.
Got some beef.
We got some beef.
Who's gonna have a talking to?
That's her fiance, y'all. Come on now.
my befrancé, as I always have to go, my boy fiance. Forget.
I'm sure it'll come back up, but let's go ahead and get into this first match. Definitely.
Sean, right when you said let's get started, the Sean thing immediately just popped up on my screen, made me laugh. Sorry, it threw me off.
This first match is definitely the one that kind of just, it eases you into everything. We have Who's the Boss, and oh my God, why am I forgetting the name all of a sudden?
Ruling Class.
The Ruling Class, thank you. The Ruling Class. We had the return of Mark Riley and Ben Bateman up against Whitney Seibold and Ty Lieberman. Also, we got Gucci's first appearance this year. Finally,
was that really?
He made it.
He's alive. He made it. And we
stayed
have
for the entire taping too. Proud of him.
And we have Sir Fulton Flaus as well, who apparently is Brett Sheridan. I don't know if you guys knew this.
What?
This is shocking.
I did not know that this was Brett Sheridan.
You mean that? Wow.
So some fun behind the scenes stuff from the taping. So they had like the main studio, and then they had like all the rest of everybody who was watching it in like another theater, like literally like theater seating style room, and we were watching it on like a big screen because they couldn't fit. The studio's tiny as heck. They can't fit like the 40 other people that were there. So like we were watching the match, and then literally the stream starts and the internet starts having issues the moment that Faust is revealing himself as Brett Sheridan. We were all so pissed because we were like, "What? Well, now we'll never know." Stupid! I was so mad. And then I forgot that happened in Spectacular, and I didn't watch that part, so I still haven't seen it.
I think
it was pretty funny. It was
pretty good.
I think this might have been the best like match.
No.
What do you mean? What do you mean best?
No.
Yeah, please describe.
Absolutely not. You're insane.
Please, I need evidence.
I'm talking
need
like
exhibits. I need
number. Oh, maybe not. Nikki and Andrews was pretty good.
The Star Wars matches are always up there.
Yeah, I know.
The teams match was great. The title teams match was great.
Yeah, that one.
Oh yeah,
the teams match.
Sorry, I keep forgetting.
Yeah, Brian, you are way off base right now.
Yeah, no, the teams one was definitely the best.
I don't want to jump ahead, but did Oyama play perfect, or did he miss?
No, he missed.
Two?
He missed one. He missed a speed round question.
Yeah, he missed the speed round. That's what it was. Yeah.
Oyama went perfect in the first round.
Well, let's get to that once.
He got close.
But this is the wrong match.
Yeah, wrong team match. So interesting factoid here, because we can reveal all the factoids now. PJ said this match was actually thrown together pretty last minute, and it turned out great. I agree. I thought it turned out really well, because you have a team that's been playing all year long. And Jill and I talked about this last week when we kind of did the preview. You have someone who has not been together for a couple of years, and then you have someone who at that point was 4-0. They were 4. I didn't realize that they were 4-0. They were 4-0.
They were great.
And both teams win. They went at it. Like Riley and Bateman looked like they hadn't missed a beat. Obviously, Ty and Whitney were doing their thing. It was 10 a.m. They were drinking wine. They were having a blast. And the match turned out really, really well. And everyone played great. There wasn't like anybody who didn't come to play or anything like that. And usually, like with those first matches, they're either kind of like jokey or like these easy matches to kind of get you going. This one was like, okay, like we're right into it. Like we have 6-7 great matches today, and we're starting off with a banger. So I appreciate that, even though it was last minute, like all 4 competitors just showed up. They all just showed up, and it was great.
I know the last couple of times we've seen, I mean, this is a while ago, Who's the Boss? Like, it always felt like, oh, Riley missed something and like maybe hampered.
Yeah, we talked about that last week. Yeah,
hampered their chance at winning or something like this. This was pure form. Like both of them were like, it was classic Who's the Boss versus this other team that is new but is kicking ass and taking names. So it was like perfect seeing these two, like old versus new at peak performance going against each other. I really enjoyed this match, probably more than I expected it to. Like when I first saw like the list, I was like, oh, okay, that was whatever. But it actually ended up being like one of the ones I really liked watching.
Yeah, they gave each other a run. Like they all gave each other a run for their money. Like it was close the entire time.
I was convinced Ruling Class was going to win.
I was too.
It was coming down to the wire.
I thought they were. I thought they were.
Saw Bateman sweating over there.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. They all were. They were all.
He was gripping that extra large whiteboard pretty tight.
He definitely wasn't talking as much smack as I expected him to. He had some like moments.
A lot of throughout the entire day, everyone kind of dropped the character work, and they were just there to have a good time. I just want to say I'm so upset that we didn't have like an audience cam or an audience mic for the 24601 part, because we were all going, oh, Ty's got this one. It's a Les Mis question. It's a musical. They got this. And then freaking Mark Riley and Ben Bateman get it, and then Ty is the only one to miss it. Well, I guess they have like an inside joke. I guess Mark
was not thrilled about missing that question.
No, okay. Well, because we were like, oh, he's got it. No, Ty. We all died. It was, oh my god, I wish they had a camera, because there was so many moments that day where I wish we got like just the live viewer reaction. So
that would have been really cool to see, just for today, that day only. In like the big moments, you do a picture-in-picture in the corner when something happens. And you blow up the audience.
We couldn't, because like you guarantee they were like in the back.
Well, that's what PJ said earlier.
We weren't allowed to bring alcohol in.
Oh.
Like PJ said like something about edibles and alcohol somewhere
for writing the questions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we literally in the email it said, "Do not bring alcohol on site, or you will be asked to leave." And I was like, I feel personally
so you guys were there all day long, not drinking.
No booze.
Oh my god.
I felt personally attacked by that. I was like, excuse me, do you know who I am? I know.
How much wine did Ty bring, though?
So his was in character. So he brought a bottle of wine.
I would have been like, this is my character
which was already gone by the time he was done with his match. So I couldn't partake in the wine. But Peggy brought Taco Bell. So
Peggy.
Shout out to
come
Peggy.
To Sacramento, California.
You can literally go to Taco Bell anytime.
Well, Peggy brings it. It's fun.
I still have yet to try a damn Mexican pizza.
Go get it, Brian. That sounds like a you problem.
We had one of those on
Brian, if you're here
Saturday.
this weekend, if you don't stay home, I'll get you a Mexican pizza.
Do I need to like watch the dogs or something? Is there like a no?
What's the catch?
What do I gotta do?
Like, no. What do I?
It's a congratulations for your new car. There you go.
Oh,
you got a car?
Yeah, like
2 weeks ago.
No,
I didn't know.
He didn't put it out there. He didn't say anything.
Well, then how am I supposed to know?
I didn't want to like. I was like,
"Hey, brag your stuff, man."
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna the 24th. When was that? Oh yeah, that was 2 weeks ago.
Thanks for letting me know. I guess
I was being humble. I'm very humble all the time. So
what?
Just
yeah, okay.
What?
Okay.
No comment.
It's fine. I didn't realize cars drive smooth. That was a shocker.
Yeah,
or have rear view mirrors.
Their mirrors don't fall off. Their center console thing doesn't fall down.
The roof's not falling apart.
Did I tell you that I traded in the old car? That they actually
got
paid
a couple
me money
$100, right?
That
You got
car.
a couple $100, right?
$500.
Nice.
Literally, when
It's
Molly
scrap.
and Jill were, for the little fun fact, for Jake's wedding, Molly and Jill were here. The ceiling literally fell out while I was driving with them. Literally. I got in the car and the like light push thing was just like this hanging in the. It's like, it's not usually like this, and then just immediately falls out.
Fell down.
Had a lot of character.
It was great. That's great.
So,
10
thank God that thing's gone. See ya.
I had
It
that.
went out like a champ, though.
I had that car for almost 15
You literally ran it into the ground. So there you go.
All right, one last thing with this match. We got to talk about Miss Janine the Machine.
Love Janine. I love that they were able to get
start.
Janine in there.
Yeah.
For something.
And her, by the way, her clapping back at Ben Bateman the entire time, perfect.
Oh,
perfect.
Queen.
That's the only reason why they did it too. It's perfect.
That's fine.
So great.
It's funny because there are a couple things that like I was like, damn, like I wish they would have done this sooner. And this was one using Janine. Janine on desk she's great. Absolutely great. And especially if she's coming for Bateman. By all means.
Oh yeah.
Half the floor. It is yours. It was a great match, though. I did really enjoy this match a lot more than I thought it was going to.
It was so much fun, especially for, like we said, a match that was literally thrown together. Like Ty messaged me like maybe 5 days before the taping, and it was like, "Hey, so we're playing a match," and I was like, "Oh, okay, rad." So they literally didn't find out until like a couple days beforehand they were even competing. So to have like no prep time or anything like that, it was. They had a really
good.
It was
really good.
And it was a great way to like kick everything off too.
Yeah.
It was a great tone setter.
Perfect amount of character work, perfect amount of knowledge. We actually got Dagnino, he was waiting all this time to finally show up. And he did. Hooray.
Yeah.
I liked seeing everyone's reactions to like spinning the wheel for the last time. Like a couple people spun from the pegs just because they can. Like
a couple people tried to break the wheel so that way they would be the last person to spin it.
They should have had Bateman do the virtual wheel just because.
That would have been great. Oh man,
that virtual wheel has been friendly to him sometimes.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Give him the virtual wheel.
Okay, real quick before we move on, we got a Streamlabs from Ed Haskell.
Hi,
Thank you, Ed. Appreciate the donation. He says, "Hello, POV, and thank you for everything. Love you all. To name one, first New York City live event." This is to the question I asked in the chat, by the way, of like favorite moments, matches, etc.
Oh, cute.
He had said first New York City live event. Of course, that's like first live event for the Schmoedown. It's obviously a big deal. Oh my God, they're coming to New York City. Meeting so many people I've talked to for the years in live chats for the first time. Dan going perfect to win the belt, and you deserve it. Chance. #storybook. Yeah, I remember watching that. I don't know if that time they were doing straight live streams, like where you could watch it as it was happening. They were, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember watching that and because I think Janine played the undercard match in that one.
She did. I think that's where she came out in the boxing gloves.
Yeah, it was her and Chance, and then it was Dan and Ethan, and Dan getting the belt back, winning in New York, the biggest one we had to that point. It was definitely one of the better live events. I agree with that one. Good call, Ed. And thank you again. Thank you.
Shout out to Ed, because every single week since we've been around,
shout out to Ed.
Stuff.
Not just to us, but every single Schmoedown outlet possible.
You are genuinely one of the nicest people, I think, in this community.
Thanks, Ed.
100%, man. Don't go anywhere, Ed. We'd love to see your face or your profile picture on the show going forward.
Haskell 420. Pew, pew, pew.
Yeah. All right, let's get into the second match of the evening, which is a teams match. We got the first title match of the night. Shazam going up against one half of the current team's champions of King Arthur. We did not know at that moment in time who his partner would be, and that being King Khan. Jill and I talked about it last week. We talked about the possibility of one Paul Oyama showing up, and lo and behold, prime time shows up and backs up his boy King Khan. And King Arthur Tokyo Drift, which is the greatest name of all time.
Right?
You got to make the little sound.
It's perfect. They retain the belts, and I guess you can kind of consider them a new champion in a way.
Yeah.
New team name, new team, and managed by Winston Marshall, which is really cool too. Came out with Paul, but what an incredible match! Like I know that I'm the hardcore Shazam guy here, but I walked out of that match just thinking like, how lucky are we to see such a great match end in the teams division? And also get a chance to see Paul one more time, who had been chasing that team's belt for so long with so many different partners.
Yeah.
And again, all of them playing great. Like there's not a weak link anywhere in this match. They all played fantastic. Paul being the person who was went perfect in the first round, the lone person. Like, just what a great way to end. And that the scene for Shazam, the walkout scene.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Killing I was there. I was there. I saw the
God.
elephants and everything. It was amazing. I'm so bummed you guys.
It was so funny when we finally saw the dead bodies. The one person that I saw, there was a couple if I paused it, but I immediately was like, PJ Campbell.
Really? I caught Parker. That was the only one.
Oh, did you? I instantly saw PJ. I was like, oh my god, PJ.
If they weren't seen for the rest of the taping, they're canonically dead.
And I love that they kept like the blood, like the streams on the.
They were there the entire game. Yeah, it was
so
fun.
Good.
That was a fun one.
Thoughts on King Arthur Tokyo Drift for Shazam?
This was probably my favorite match of the night.
I think so too.
It was just so fun because you get that classic Shazam entrance. You got the mystery aspect of who King Khan's partner was going to be. Did I do a good job of pretending I didn't know who it was? No. Because I
didn't watch last week, so yeah.
I'm the one who brought up a
You brought up Paul. I was sticking to Adam Collins because
I think so. I don't think
what I think everyone should know. Jill did not tell the three of us a single thing.
Nope.
No, we all went into this completely blind.
Yeah.
There's been times where we're like, oh yeah, we have no idea. We knew certain times, but this we knew nothing.
I did good. Molly's canonically dead.
I'm a zombie now.
Oh, spooky season, you'll come back.
But this was probably my favorite match of the night. You get Paul coming out. His music is still like my favorite.
The best music of anything in the Schmoedown.
It's so good. And then
there you go, right there. Con, how do you go the Schmoedown without hearing the theme one more time?
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. the King. Shout out to Paul. Told me before he was going on, he was like, "I brought the jacket," and I almost cried.
I love that he walked out with it.
He walked out with the old school Oyama jacket. Yeah. And it was just so fun. I love that. I loved Mr. the King's story. How he was like a fan and like he shot up the ranks really freaking quick, and now he's leaving with the team's belt, which is super cool. And then Paul finally getting those team's belts, and then Shazam just playing such a great game, and they're always so fun to watch. And god dang it, Brendan, why'd you bring that hat into the studio? That just everything.
It totally cursed him because he and I mean you don't like to blame someone, but he made the call on the 5-pointer.
But neither of them knew. But even Bibbs didn't know it either, so you can't really put all the blame on
both wrong.
It's funny, like when the question was first asked, I instantly go Sin City 2. Like I was like, is that a hard question? But then they said Machete Kills. I was like, oh, wait a second. I questioned myself, but then obviously it was wrong.
I'm gonna say about 90% of the people in the theater viewing said Machete Kills. So it was definitely it was definitely like a gotcha question.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I just didn't think Gaga was in that many movies at that point anyway.
So no, not at that point.
Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga.
This match was I can go on and on about this match. It is kind of a bummer that Shazam, didn't win it, just because I still think they are the greatest team of all time.
They're still the greatest of all time.
Fight me if you want. Question. I don't care. I still think they're the greatest of all time. But I'm still just so freaking proud of Mr. the King and Paul Oyama for winning those belts, because that was a match. It was so good.
I'll be honest, when they lost, I was like, oh no, Jake. So sad.
Oh no, Jake! Jake, no.
Trust me. I was bummed, like I was, and because obviously I wanted to see him go out on top. They're my favorite team of all time, and but I know at the end of the day, they are still the best. In my opinion, they're still the best. I don't think there's any question. And some people can argue the Patriots, sure. I was going to bring that up. I
love that.
I love that because they're also really good friends. It's not just that they played each other start to finish, but they're two really good friends with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And to see them go up against each other like that is pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, I was definitely bummed. But like I said earlier, how can I be upset at my laundry finishes?
Laundry's done.
So happy.
How can I be upset at Khan playing so well? Because we really, really like Khan on this channel, and
he's got us on his whiteboard. Of course we love.
And then
of course we love Khan.
That's how I decided who I was rooting for in this. I went.
You're like only one of these teams has our logo on their
has our
whiteboard.
sticker.
That's true. But then you see Paul, and he's been chasing that belt for so long. It's the one thing that he wanted, and he got a chance, and he ran with it, which is really cool. So
also I have something to say.
Yes, I'm retiring.
The retirement speech at the end was so freaking good.
I love that Winston and Khan both go, "What are you talking about? We were
what do you mean? You just got the belt back."
It was great. Yeah.
This match was so good from beginning to end. Like, it just back and forth. The drama of Paul missing the
speed round.
The speed
round. That in this type of match, it could have cost them the game. Like, this was just start to finish an amazing match.
I think Khan's in the chat, so he can correct me if I'm wrong. Did each player get a question right in the speed round? Or
I don't know about each player, but no, because King Arthur only got question number 2.
But who answered it, Paul or Khan?
I don't know.
Okay, I think Khan answered it, which
because
Shazam went for one.
Shazam got question 1, 3, and 5, and King Arthur got question 2 and missed question 4.
I feel like they all had moments during the speed round where it was just like, how did they do that so quickly? Like before the question was even finished.
That's
I think he answered the Blade Runner 2049 question off of the second character.
Like a boss.
Yeah.
Even
like
Mark was like, he got it right.
Like, wait, what?
Yeah.
He sounded just as surprised as the rest of us were.
Yeah. This is an interesting fact here too. King Khan is one of the only 3 players to win the belt with multiple partners, Roka and Snyder being the other 2. That's from Vapion.
That is that's impressive on so many levels because he didn't come into the game until later.
Yeah,
he's 2 years.
Yeah, 2 seasons. 2 seasons, and he won the team's belts with 2 different teams.
Yeah,
that's wild.
That's wild. Yeah,
that was such a good match.
It was so good.
It very much like you said, bummer. Like, Shazam, because it's just Shazam, but at the same time, like, Paul had been chasing that belt for so long.
Yeah.
Khan had our sticker, so how could you not root for him? It was just like, it was good from start to finish.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Drama. This one had the most, like, ups, ebbs and flows. Like, it just was all like, oh crap. Oh no. Like, where you truly didn't know how it was going to end until the last question. So
look at him in the chat. Look at him in the chat. Look at him in the chat.
Don't be humble.
That's something to brag about, man.
Humble person. Don't be humble.
No, continue being humble, Colin.
That's a brag. That's a brag, Mr. The King.
I don't want to hear it. You sip that tea.
So look, King Arthur Tokyo Drift walks away into the sunset as permanent Schmoedown team champions. They get to hold the belts going forward. And Shazam, I think we can all agree, goes down as the greatest team of all time.
I'll agree. And if I hear anyone say they never beat the Patriots, I will shove a book up your
Say it, Jill. Say it. Just say it.
Shove a book up your ass.
Why'd you pick it up?
I don't know, because it sounded not very comfortable.
Because that would hurt. That would hurt.
It would hurt.
Sure. That would very.
I don't want to hear none of that. They never played the Patriots bullshit.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Get out of here with that nonsense. Get out.
They were in it for so long, and they made it this far, doing so well, and still did so well in like their very last match.
Yeah.
14 wins. 14 wins.
Okay.
Jeez.
So this is the thing that I in now.
DJ, I know where you live.
What Peggy said is now what I think about. How long would Khan have kept winning?
Oh.
Are you talking about as a team's champion?
With Oyama or with
either? Either I think could have been deadly.
Either could have been gnarly. Yeah.
Because it's not like one or the other. Like,
hold on. It sounds like y'all in the chat want a book shoved up your ass. I mean,
you did.
I mean, I can't.
Harrison has a legit question though.
Is it an audiobook? No. It is Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. It's the big one.
And as Rachel says, don't hurt books. Don't hurt books. Such a Rachel thing to say.
Don't hurt the books.
No, I mean, look, I think we can all agree that Khan was kind of coming into his own now.
Yeah.
He played great last year, right? He had a couple good singles matches, but he was really starting to hit that stride, and then they decided to call the Schmoedown. So, I mean, we'll never know. It's just that thing where we'll never really know, unfortunately. So, Jill, now they're asking the hard questions. Paperback or hardcover?
Listen, either way, it's not going to feel good. Like, let's be real.
Jill's coming for that bussy.
There it is. Only 32 minutes.
I couldn't help myself. I couldn't help myself.
That was 42 minutes too long.
That is going to be a forever ongoing joke.
I was hoping literally
do your research, all of that, man. That's all. Just kidding.
I was literally hoping one of you, while Jake is saying like, we're like Bussy in the back.
Bussy.
Oh, God.
I just have no filter when I get on a live stream. I don't know what's wrong with me.
That's fair. You should see her on Twitch.
All right. Any final things on teams match here? Shazam, King Arthur, Tokyo Drift before we wrap up.
Great match, 10 out of 10.
Yeah, hell of a match to end teams on.
Mm-hmm.
Rachel, to answer your question, yes. Yes.
Oh yeah, I'm drinking tea.
I'm eating carbs right now. I have pasta
we love carbs.
So we love a good carb.
All right, next match, definitely an emotional one here. One of the more obviously anticipated matches of the evening. We got to see the return of one of the greatest Schmoedown players to ever play movie trivia Schmoedown. That is Rachel Cushing. Rachel Cushing Levine, excuse me. As she goes up against Marisol McKee in a very fun, light-hearted, respectable match between these two competitors. That was a really big deal because it focused on the women's side of the Schmoedown. Obviously, if you watched, you saw the pre-match promo, essentially, of Clark Wolf kind of, saying some things about Rachel and then setting it up to where the ladies have this super cool edited video of them continuing and finishing each other's sentences. We got an appearance from one Jill. Peggy in the chat was in there. A lot of cool footage from a lot of women who have competed in the Schmoedown. And this is a great start to this match because it was obviously for important reasons. It's one era of the Schmoedown facing another era of the Schmoedown. So ladies, I want you to talk about this first.
I'm so sad I didn't get my video sent in, and
I was gonna text you and then I forgot.
So that was like kind of during just probably the busiest time of the year for us.
It was right around Jake's wedding too. Like we had just come back from the wedding.
I'll take the blame.
It's all your fault.
I remember seeing the email and then seeing the date in which they needed it by, and then we had to go to the Andor premiere and 3 other things happened, and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I forgot to do that. But It was perfection. It was wonderful to see.
Yeah. Jill?
I'm glad they kept my punching bit. Because out of all those women, I am definitely the most intimidating. That's me. No, this match, I mean, not even women who watch the Schmoedown. I think anybody who watches the show can look up to a Marisol and a Rachel, and I really like how Mark kind of cemented that mindset when he was talking about them. He's not even just in regards to being women, just being competitors, in the Schmoedown, they're up there. And I loved how they were wearing each other's shirts. I thought that was freaking cute. Like, just the respect they had for each other. Like, you know that Marisol really looked up to Rachel, and Rachel is just so proud of Marisol and all that she's accomplished. And it was just such a fun, heartwarming match. And I'm so glad that Rachel decided to come back to do this little special, one-off thing. And I know people are like, oh, but Marisol, she had a title shot. She had this. I think this match was kind of more, not even kind of. I think this match was more important to her than a title shot.
Agreed.
I guarantee you she probably would have picked this if she had a choice.
If she had the choice, like, I don't want to say that she would, but I'm pretty confident that she would have picked playing Rachel over playing for a belt. She's held the belt before, she can already claim that accomplishment. She never had the chance to play against Rachel Cushing and Cushing Levine, excuse me. They're so cute. Their little wedding pictures. They're an adorable couple. It just really meant a lot to me, this match, and I'm really, really blessed that we were able to get it in Spectacular.
This match was like oozing with respect.
Yes.
Like, they were just having a good time. One of my favorite parts of the match was when Marisol spun Middle Earth.
Yes!
And she was like, are you kidding me?
But she's so good at Middle Earth.
I know. Right. She was like, 9 times out of 10, I would take it, but not against Rachel.
Smart move.
That was.
I wanted Rachel to spin that so
Me too.
bad.
So did I.
Me too.
So bad. Just like as the last cherry on top of it all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The match was great. I mean, Rachel's one of my favorites. She was a top tier 3 division player for 2 or 3 seasons, and she has so many memorable matches against so many different players. I mean, the Ninko match against Mike Kalinowski, obviously the multiple overtime against Mara. Shire Wolves is obviously in the conversation. She was double belted at one point, almost 3 belted. She was very close to getting a shot at the singles belt. There's a reason why Christian had been talking to her constantly about some kind of appearance or reappearance. And I thought it worked out perfectly for her to appear in this. I thought it was great to her to play Marisol. Again, we talked about 2 different eras of the Schmoedown coming together in one event. I love that it was kind of like a fan out moment for Marisol.
Yeah.
You could see how even when she was answering questions and she knew that she had questions right, but it almost looked like she felt bad getting questions right. She was playing Rachel, right? Yeah. Like, especially in the very end, obviously in the 3rd round, it just looked like she was like, I hate doing this, but I know the question.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just such a great match, and
not the first time we've seen that in Spectacular. We get another one of those matches later.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought it was fantastic, and just a fun way to kind of cap off everything that was a specific side of Schmoedown. And we've talked plenty enough about women in Schmoedown here on this channel specifically, right? And we've had a lot of conversations about it, and that line of Clark, they mentioned it, always saying, we are the league. These 2 women are 3-4 of the women that you think of immediately when you think of women in Schmoedown. Like, they are highlighted forever, engraved in Schmoedown, and having them come together is pretty great. So
they're definitely the trailblazers, and to have Rachel come back, it was like a really nice kind of bookend effect.
Yeah.
Of the women did great in the Schmoedown, and we had to deal with a lot of extra criticism because of a chromosome. So, yeah, it was nice to see.
I think the part that I liked one of the most that wasn't even in the match was Rachel's before, when she was like, Marisol is literally like what we worked for. Like, this is what we worked so hard to get. And now, like, I get to play her, and then it just turned out to be so just fun and lighthearted and managed by a female manager, and just like, I mean, they went from like fighting to even have a spot to make themselves known to like, this was a big deal match in one of the last, literally the last Schmoedown thing that we could ever get. And I mean, did we expect any less from Marisol? No. Marisol hits on all fronts all the time, every day, every second. Like, it didn't leave me wanting her to play Sam. Absolutely. Because I'm just sitting there like, damn, if she got one more chance, she'd probably take his ass. So, but like we said, I think it clearly meant, I mean, we don't even have to speak for her because you could just tell it meant a lot to Marisol, and it meant, I think, safe to say, a lot to Rachel because it was like, I mean, Marisol did things that like probably a lot of people didn't think would ever happen. So it was just it's funny. I took notes for everything. This is the one that I just literally ended up like not paying attention to my notes and just watched. Like I literally was looking through. I was like, oh, I left off like a lot of stuff. But yeah, it was really just awesome to see.
I also loved that Marisol dedicated it to Adam,
I know.
at the very beginning. That was really sweet.
Well, it's interesting, not interesting, but it's kind of cool because it's mentioned later on that obviously the Schmoedown, Sam and Rachel found each other. Adam and Marisol found each other. The only reason that they ended up now together as a power couple, is because of the Schmoedown. So to have them two to come together is pretty cool. They're very similar in a lot of ways like that. So,
Peggy, that part I literally like.
Hold on, we're not talking about that yet.
That was in the promo.
That was in the ladies promo? Yeah. I thought that was the Star Wars promo. Sorry.
No, it was in the ladies promo.
Okay.
Yeah, when they were talking about the women, she literally
after I
punched.
Brian, go ahead and read it for the audio listeners. Go ahead and read it.
Peggy said, dimming with the lightsaber, getting that I would hunt them down. Part of the Gracie Lou Freebush speech was perfection. She should have. Too bad that lightsaber didn't turn red.
She ain't no red saber girl.
That's a red saber thing to say,
girl.
But it was just all around very heartwarming, more than any probably other match.
So. Also, thank you, Cinna. That's very sweet of you to say.
You want to read it, Jill?
Yeah. This is from Cinna. All the ladies of the Schmoedown inspire me every day. Thanks, y'all, for taking up your space and inspiring other women to do the same.
Take up space.
Agreed. Just that Dimmy couldn't be evil if she tried. That is so true.
Dimmy could not be evil. I mean, she would try, but it would be like Alex trying. Like, you just want to pat on the head.
You're so cute.
You tried.
It was also a nice palate cleanser because obviously we had the teams match beforehand, and then we had the big fatal 4-way the next match.
Yeah,
and the Star Wars match, and
it was set perfectly in the time.
Yeah, it was a nice little. I really enjoyed the setting of all the matches. I thought it worked out well. Real quick before we move on to the next three matches, we haven't talked about it, but how did you guys enjoy, or feel about the pre-match kind of like send-offs that they were doing, where they sat people down in the chairs?
I loved those. It reminded me of old school Schmoedown, where they would interview them and do like those type of promos before, their matches. I loved it. I loved hearing everyone's story. I loved seeing, everyone getting emotional. It was great, especially, I mean, some of my favorites, were Nikki and Kevin, talking about just their whole journey, and I loved them. I thought that was such a great choice to do that.
They put like a documentary touch on everything.
It was like a promo, except not.
Well, that's why I loved it, because it was just them talking from their hearts.
Yeah,
no character work, no like none of that. It was kind of like behind the scenes documentary style. That was a really nice touch for the last Schmoedown trivia event.
Yeah, you got to see the kind of facade taken away a little bit for some of them. And them kind of just open up about what it really meant to them, because some of them have been around for a very long time.
Yeah.
And maybe they've never actually spoken like that about Schmoedown. I thought it was a great touch. I mean, I would have loved to have seen like the old school pre-match promos, but I thought as far as an event and it being the final one, that this was probably the better call. Yeah, I thought it was a great touch. So, all right, let's get to what I probably would think most people are considering the most talked about match, the most fun match, maybe the best match. That is the Inner Geekdom Fatal 4-Way. We have Chundru Dandapani, we have Kevin Smets, Robert Parker, who was the current champion, and Mara Konopik, all coming together, who have all faced each other at one point or another. They've just been doing zigzagging between the four of them over the past couple seasons. And it came down to the wire for a lot of them. And Mr. Kevin Smets, Jill, good call. I know you had already seen it, but you made the call.
I was calling Kevin before I watched it. So
I know. Kevin Smets walks away with the victory, and he had looked fantastic all game long. He was on point from the get-go.
He played a perfect game.
Yeah, he was just money the entire time. And Robert and Chundru were fighting until the very last moment. Mara was there at the very beginning and then kind of stumbled towards the end. But what a great match in the sense of like these four players who, you know, especially Chundru, this obviously pertains to Chundru a lot, have a big personality and character when they come into these matches. Everything was thrown out the window. They were out there to enjoy each other, to answer trivia like they would be sitting at a bar, knowing that it's the last time they're ever going to do this. But it was also very high quality. Like they all performed extremely well. Like they were in the top tier season, you know, playing for an actual belt, like serious, you know, points, all that stuff.
Oh my God, the RRR entrance.
Yeah.
Top notch.
He just went viral again for doing that.
Did he really?
Did you see his video? Him and some of his friends went to a big RRR viewing with the director. Like it was a big, huge thing.
Wow.
And him and two other friends danced it in the front of the theater. That was Chundru.
Wow.
Oh my God, I've seen them all over.
That's Chundru. Yeah.
It was so good.
That's awesome.
So
that's awesome.
He went viral recently, which I thought was really cool.
But the people in IG, I mean, you can say the same thing about Star Wars, or you know, there's a lot of little pockets of people that are really close. But I feel like IG is such a close knit family that like it was just nice to see. I wanted like 3 times as many IG players up there.
Yeah.
I wished we could have gotten a lot more players in this final match, but it was great to see these 4 play each other and play one more time and just kind of drop the character stuff and just have a good time and make jokes. It was good.
Yeah, like them yelling at each other, or and I know that the announcers kind of shot it down, but them kind of yelling at Christian and Sam, who were playing along in the audience. And it was like in the third round, it was like 2-1 or something.
10-9 being the final, and they answered everyone's
question.
Yeah. It was great. But I mean, Smets winning is just like it's icing on the cake.
Cherry on top, yeah.
It's not the perfect ending to it all.
Pure
domination,
full form,
perfection,
like, just annihilation. Get the hell out of my way, Smets. Like,
yeah,
it was no stone left unturned. He was, making sure he was walking out with that belt the way he was playing.
He told me he hadn't studied this hard for a match in a minute. So he was studying.
He goes hard with the studying, like almost every time. Yeah, every time I've known about it.
He like top-notched his usual studying for this. Like he was very set on bringing that belt back home. So I'm so glad that he did.
I mean, he literally, if he would have gotten 3 if he would have gotten question 3, 4, and 5 of the speed round, he would have answered every single question right in the whole entire match. Because he took
the questions that he was given.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I'm saying like he got question 1 and 2 of the speed round.
Mm-hmm.
If he would have just happened to answer 3 and 4, he would have literally gotten every single question of every single round.
He's very lucky that Parker buzzed in before he did for that Ready Player One question, because he would have got it wrong.
Yeah.
Because he said Atari.
Yeah, he did.
Instead of adventure.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, yeah. Kevin. Yeah.
He just like yelled it out too. He was just like,
Atari. And I was like, Kevin, no.
Like, what if that was actually the right answer? You know, like.
Yeah. But Parker beat him to it. Thank goodness.
This whole time I was thinking that he did get one wrong, but yeah, that's the moment that I was thinking of.
Yeah, Parker beat him to it on the buzzer. Yeah.
So here's an even crazier question. I know Smets has only played it, I think 2, if I'm not mistaken, but he's never missed a question that's spectacular.
Even his match with Mike.
No, he went perfect against Mike. Remember, he KO'd Mike in the 3rd round.
I remember he did. I remember he did.
Round, speed round. It was the speed round.
It was the speed round. It was Han Solo, baby.
He KO'd him. Yeah. So he's never missed a question in Spectacular.
Holy cow!
He smashed.
My boy. That's my boy right there.
Yeah, and one of them was up against his arch rival, or then arch rival, and then the other one was a fatal 4-way. And so we're gonna talk about it a little bit later in a different match, but I love, and we haven't talked much about the riders, but PJ and PLD, I love that they like peppered in questions that were around players, like things that have happened. Specifically, don't tell Peter in this match.
Don't tell him.
You had to bring Harry. It up. It was like the second or third question of the match.
I loved Kevin's face.
He just had to sprinkle it in. He just had to sprinkle it in. It was perfect. It was absolutely perfect.
Good thing it was early on too, because if it had been later and Kevin was like really, really intense, he could have been like, "Get out."
Can you imagine if they would have put that in the speed round?
Oh my god!
Oh my god! Someone would have said, "Don't tell Peter."
PJ would have probably caught a whiteboard to the head or something. Like it would have been bad.
Now you can tell that PJ and PLD had a lot of fun, and we haven't mentioned it, but the way that they found a way to ask a Remember the Titans question in every single
match.
IG and Star Wars included. That is fantastic.
I have thoughts about the Star Wars question, but we'll get
love
there.
that question so much, but that's okay. That's just me. PJ's canonically dead for a reason.
By the end of it, they all wanted him dead. This is, I think, I don't know about you guys. Out of the whole entire thing, this was my favorite match. If you want,
it's this one and the teams match kind of.
I would say best match goes to teams. Favorite match is probably this one.
Yeah, okay.
I'll say that. I'll say that.
Not best. Favorite. This was my favorite one.
I just loved how, I mean, because we've never really seen Chundru not be an absolute dick on camera.
Yeah, 100%. So, like, he was hugging people.
It was just so nice. I mean, everybody.
Allowing it.
It was nice to see, it was nice to see Chundru having a good time, and Kevin and Parker and Mara, like everyone totally dropped the character work. They were just there to have a good time. Mara and Parker were giving each other high fives. They were all joking about questions that they all have studied together on. Like, it was just so much fun just to see that, all of these people who on camera act like they want to tear each other's faces off are actually like legit very good friends in real life. And it was just so fun just to see that side of it. And everyone was there. I mean, that's how Spectacular should be, and that's how it was, is that everyone was there to have a good time. They didn't care about records, they didn't care about legacy or whatever. They were there to have a good time, and that's what everyone did.
And I'm sure we'll talk about it a little bit towards the end, but it felt very much like original Schmoedown, like classic original Schmoedown that this entire thing was all built on. Just people going up there, and they talked about it plenty throughout the broadcast of people going up there, just having fun and playing trivia, like not having study sheets and study sessions and binders on binders on binders and stuff. Like literally just going up there and seeing what I know against someone else who thinks they're good at trivia. And And I think this match probably had the biggest showcase of that because Jill, you mentioned it. These 4 players, when they're in the heart of it, when IG is at its best, they're going for each other's throats for a belt.
Yeah,
they all put that aside for a 4-way match against each other, knowing that more than likely one of them is going to be really good and the other one are probably not going to spin very good slices or something, but it ended up being really good and also an incredible amount of fun. And we've only seen them play a couple times against each other, and to see all 4 of them at once on the desk was pretty cool.
And Kevin and Mara had never played.
That's pretty cool. Aww. So, yeah.
So, I think it also, I don't know if this is true or not. It just feels like it to me. But I feel like a belt has never bounced around between such a small group of people more than these 4.
Yeah.
And it's just like.
Oh, wait. Hold on, Brian. Hold on.
I'm sorry, Kevin.
Here we go. Kevin's next. I must correct
Kevin.
Jill. I did know the answer. I started to say Atari 2600 Epic Game Adventure. I had it as a kid, but Chundru, of all people, stopped me at Atari and said Parker Buster.
Damn it, Chundru! All right, Kevin, I apologize. I'm sorry.
What a long-ass title. Goodness.
All right, just kidding. Kevin 100% got a 100% perfect game. Even
I love Rue's response. Damn, Kev.
Damn, Kev. Damn, Kevin.
He's making it known.
Maybe I'd have gotten it wrong with all the preamble, not making it in 3 seconds.
Correct me, Kevin.
There were a couple times I was like, was the answer said? It was
yeah.
Was it 10? It was this is why it was my favorite match. I can't remember the last time just pure fun. Just pure.
We haven't seen an IG match like that in a very long time.
Yeah. IG, you're holding your breath from the second that match starts to the second it ends. This was just so lighthearted. Every single person up there was a good person. And just I don't know if I can think of a better way to end IG than how it ended.
They study so hard. IG is so cutthroat. So to see everybody able to relax a little bit and enjoy just the game a little bit more.
Relax as best as they can.
Yeah. As best as to their best abilities. Relax. But yeah, you could just tell there was a different feel to it. It was more upbeat. Kind of you knew they were all having fun.
Yeah.
And that's when you can see that in the character, in the people and in their performance and everything. And they all did great. Couldn't have asked for a better match.
Also having Cushing at the desk was great.
Yes. The second I saw her, I went, thank you, Lord.
Well,
she put her Galadriel thing on her head.
Even she said, she was like, we need someone here who can pronounce the names.
That's
right?
exactly
And then
finally,
I immediately went, thank you.
So but it was funny though, is she said that and then she butchered one of the questions later on in the round. She did on one of the questions.
Whatever the hell she wants.
I'm just saying, it was just fun. It was fun. Interesting fact here, and we haven't talked about this, but this is a good behind the scenes fact from Khan. He said none of us got to see our wheels before any of the matches, so that let everyone know
I love
that we were gonna have more fun with it.
That makes sense why Parker went, oh wait, I don't even know what's on the wheel yet.
Yeah.
Parker that said that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so.
It
was someone from the IG match, I think.
Yeah. And he just because he was like, actually, wait, I don't even know what's on the wheel yet. And I was like, did they not tell them? I caught that, and it piqued my interest. And
I think that's how old school Schmoedown was played, early seasons.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone was really bothered by it.
Yeah, they didn't start asking, they didn't start giving, they also didn't start giving the wheel until maybe a day before the match. It wasn't like they had it for weeks on weeks, but it wasn't until maybe 2 seasons ago.
I like that when Kev did his respin, he's like, I'm going to spin and walk away in slow-mo. And then you just see him walking away in slow-mo.
And then
I wish there was a shot of him from the front walking up slow-mo and the wheel blowing up behind him or something.
Sorry, we can't have the last 2 matches. Kevin blew the wheel up.
Yeah, right.
Sorry.
Digital wheel for Star Wars.
Okay. Any final thoughts on the IG match before we head into the galaxy far, far away?
What a way to end the IG division.
I love IG.
Me too.
Star Wars has
my favorite division.
Place, but IG is just.
It's my favorite division.
Yeah,
always.
Star Wars is its own entity. IG is just. Yeah. If you're a nerd, your heart just loves IG. Like, I mean, how can you not? And that's what it literally the 4 people up there were. Just 4 big ass nerds answering trivia questions and having fun. It was just, and I think that it just shows. And I'm gonna miss IG a lot. IG was my favorite. I agree, Jake. I think it was my favorite too.
Oh yeah, King Khan said justice for Barbarian at the end.
Oh, we didn't talk about Elvis. That's right.
That was fun
for having Elvis.
I love that it started out on the middle, and then by the end, Mara just had it and was just playing with it.
She's like, I get it.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to this Star Wars match. I'm sure a match that we all want to discuss and talk.
You want to talk about nerds?
Yeah, no, this was
these 2.
This was definitely the one that was probably had the biggest hype behind it. Husband and wife, right? Same household, finally coming together for a title belt. It's been talked about for a long time, and we got to see Andrew DiMolanta and Nikki DiMolanta go off against one another. And unfortunately for Nikki fans, Andrew walks away with the belt in the last second. But you can see the heartbreak on his face as he answered.
He didn't want to do it.
He did not want to do it.
There was a brief second I went, is he going to purposely miss this?
There's no way.
They probably had.
It was a flutter. It was a flutter.
I'm sure they had a discussion like, don't let me win. If you know it, just answer it. But my God, did he not?
She got there twice in back-to-back years, and she ended up losing on the final question both times. I want to start this off though. I want to start this off just quickly on, it's not talked about enough when he does it because he's only had 2 in-studio matches. But Andrew's promo work is fantastic.
So good. So
the VFX works that he does, and if you follow his TikTok and stuff, he does it all the time. But that whole scene was incredible. It was so good to watch.
I expect nothing less from him when it comes to those VFX stuff. I was like, oh, here we go.
The second it went away, I went, oh, he made something. Yeah, I feel like we all shouldn't have been surprised because
Brian, do you remember the one that he made before?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. Because you weren't watching then. That's why.
No, but I rewatched that match a long time ago. So I remember that specifically because I was like, a competitor made his own VFX intro. That's pretty awesome.
Dope.
And so it's funny because I wondered if he was going to do it again. And the second he did it, I went, perfect.
Yeah, he's good at what he does. He's definitely good at what he does. Molly, I'm letting you kick this one off. What are your thoughts, opinions, comments on anything Star Wars match that happened between the DiMolantas here?
What's the tea?
I wish I had tea. I'll be honest. I wish I had.
You drank it all.
I have some tea.
Oh God.
Oh, I know your tea.
It's not really tea. It's just something I'm very upset that they left out of the.
Oh, you told us this earlier. Yeah,
I have.
Okay.
Earlier.
I noticed one super small thing. Obviously, I'm going to gush about the DiMolantas and the match and how great they are, but I noticed one small thing during the match, during the speed round. There was one of the questions that Nikki buzzed in on. When she buzzed, Ken kept reading the question till the end, and I think that's how she got that one right, because it was Slymore. That was the last name that he read. So I don't know. That's Ken's fault, though.
God damn it, Ken.
Yeah, Nikki just took an opportunity and ran with it.
Yes. So we can blame Ken for that.
# blame Ken.
That was literally the only little hiccup that I noticed. That and the Remember the Titans question. I was like, come on.
What?
PJ's in the chat. PJ's in the chat, Molly. Give it to him.
Here we go. The Star Wars division will forever the night they were asked about the Titans.
Come
on.
We are all lucky that they didn't challenge that question and just kept everyone there all night.
Coy almost did.
They almost challenged it.
I thought it was great. I mean, it was spectacular. It's the vibe that Spectacular had. And at the end of the day, Nikki got it right, not Andrew, which was great.
That's true.
We love it.
And it worked out great. And, I thought it was such a nice little twist to, again, PJ said it in the chat earlier, but finales are kind of always about like reminiscing of like the entire thing. Sure. TV shows, that's what they kind of do is they kind of, maybe they bring back an old character or whatever. The Remember the Titans thing is clearly a thing throughout Schmoedown history.
I mean, they could have brought back Bespin. They could have brought back Ninka. They could have brought back a million other things.
No way!
That are Star Wars related.
Ben Quadraneros could have been thrown.
Remember the Titans in Star Wars.
Tidirium would have been
you would have heard
appropriate.
Sean in the background had you hear something Ben Quadraneros. I think that was a
Sean was the line judge for the Star Wars match, so you would have heard him on the mic going, PJ, you motherfucker.
Curtis is right. Good thing Andrew didn't lose by one because of that question. Because he would have torn PJ a new one. Yeah. I mean,
he would have shoved 2 books up there.
Yeah.
So Jill, I know you wanted to talk about some stuff because Gordon just asked here. I'm surprised that we didn't get one challenge all night.
So
the floor is yours.
I don't know if I'm gonna get in trouble for this, but you know what?
It's over and done with. It's history.
What am I gonna get in trouble? What
it's
are they gonna
history.
Do? Fire me? So there was a challenge in this match, and I am very, 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 very bummed. Not mad. I get why they didn't air it because they wanted the whole thing to be seamless. But there was a challenge on a 5-pointer. Nikki had a 5-pointer that was describing the knights in The Last Jedi, the knights. I always forget the Knights of Ren, the knights in red, the red ones.
Oh no, they're not the Knights.
Guards.
Thank you. So, and they were describing one of their weapons as the 5-pointer for Nikki, and Nikki had to answer like the correct name for it. And she gave a name which was incorrect, but then Andrew raises his hand and goes, I don't want to win like this. I need to challenge this question. Because the way it was described could have described 2 weapons that were used. The words that they used in the question described 2 different weapons.
He pulled a Matt Atchity.
And he challenged on behalf of Nikki's
Good
question.
for him. Good for him.
It was.
Do we expect anything else?
No, it was this. It was this.
The question is, would he have done that if it wasn't his wife?
I think he would have.
Yeah,
I think there's really big camaraderie in the Star Wars division where I think anybody would challenge something like that and be
like, you see how he said it. I don't want to win like this.
Yeah, he said, I don't want to win like this.
I approve of that. Yeah.
And I'm so bummed that they didn't keep it in the taping because it was just so.
I wonder why they didn't.
I think they just wanted everything to be,
It's the last Schmoedown event.
I know. I think they just wanted everything to be seamless and clean and not have to go, do the challenge stuff. But I'm so bummed they didn't keep it in because especially, I get not airing because there legit was not any other challenges the rest of the night that I can remember.
No, there wasn't.
Yeah, but even for the taping, like even during the tapings, I don't think there was any other like challenges that weren't aired. But for this, like it was just so perfect for the Dimalantas, for Andrew to challenge on his wife's behalf, and it was really freaking adorable. It was so cute. And then
I will say just real quick, the question that they did air, you can see it in her face. She's like, that's a 5-point question.
Yeah.
It's like, oh man. Yeah. She wanted something good.
Yeah.
Something juicy.
So that
I'm sure there's thousands that you guys are like, if only I got that question.
Oh yeah.
Show off.
Oh yeah. We talked about that after happy hour. We were talking about all the freaking questions that these nerds
I have dreams about 5-pointers that I want to get.
Please stop. Oh my Lord. Y'all are crazy. But yeah, that's my little behind the scenes story. I'm super bummed they didn't show it. I understand why. I get it. They want it to be seamless, and I completely get that. But it was so freaking cute.
Mm-hmm.
It was so great.
One of my favorite moments in the match doesn't really come from like answering a question or anything. I don't know which round it was. It might have been the 5th round.
Oh, if you say what I think you're gonna say,
where Andrew got asked about what was Anakin's first line to Padme in the Phantom Menace.
Oh yeah.
Oh
and
yeah.
So he said, I think this is what I said to you. Nikki's response killed me. She goes, "Oh yeah, okay." I was like, I was dying. I had to rewind it because I missed what had happened. I was like laughing so hard, but he was trying to be nice and sweet. She's like, "F you, I'm trying to win right now."
Yeah.
Don't say that to me.
So
it was such a nice touch to everything.
That is similar to like what I loved, which was I think it was her multiple question that she didn't know, and she goes, "It's fine, you don't even know the answer."
Yes.
And they're calling each other out.
He's like, "How do you know if I don't know the answer?" I know. And then he gets a chance at it and misses it, and she goes, "See?"
That's another reason why it's so fun to watch these two play together, because I know with like studying Alex, we know what we know and don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So like having that extra element between the two of them was really fun.
I was rolling laughing at that because it was just like, because I was thinking, I bet you they are the same exact way. Mm-hmm. And it's just she's going to call him out on it. And she did. And she shot her shot, and she was right, dead on.
Did you guys see the TikTok that they made leading up to this, where they were doing the Friends line between Joey and Jennifer Aniston's character?
Yeah.
Do you know something? I don't know. Do you know something?
Yeah.
And they did that whole line where they were like trying to hide their studies. It was so great. It was so great. But I mean, the match overall was I thought it was fantastic. I thought the match was great. We obviously talked about the speed round, how it could have ended up going in an overtime. Andrew winning by the final question, Nikki ending on heartbreak. And you could see it on Andrew's face that he just did not want to do it. He just did not want to do it. But it just kind of like fell in his lap.
He was probably bummed for her 5-pointer question too.
Yeah.
But otherwise, great. Either way, it was going to go back to their house.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
We already got the cute picture of the belt with their little girl.
I was going to say, who really wins the belt? I think the daughter does.
Wins. She really wins at the end of the day.
Facts. All right. Well, moving on to our final match of the evening, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yep.
Okay. Just making sure. We have the GOAT match, as it was called.
Part deux.
Yeah, part deux. Kind of like a part 1.5, but that's okay. We have current champion Sam Levine going off against the GOAT himself, Mr. Dan Murrell. One final time, the last hurrah in the Schmoedown. And this definitely lived up to it being a very fun, lighthearted match, kind of what the tone had been set for the entire event. Definitely still some competitiveness there between the two of them, I'm sure, but Sam Levine ends up winning the match here by TKO. Very similar to how Dan did it last year with John at Spectacular. Almost kind of bread and butter, the same kind of feel and vibe. And we talked about throughout the show in the other matches, but this one was very heavy on
callbacks.
Yeah, callbacks.
Dan got a Burbs question right.
Burbs,
answered the Burbs question right. Yeah. And it was also funny because Sam was also coming to his defense by writing middle fingers on his board, which was fantastic.
Adorable.
I like the callbacks personally. I think it was a nice, fun touch, and most of the time it does kind of all depend on what you land on, is like in the middle round slice and everything. I love that Sam was like, I'm gonna go for the pegs. I'm gonna roll from the pegs. I've never ridden from the pegs.
I was fully waiting for the wheel to break during this match. Like I thought someone was for sure gonna be like, F it, and just slam it.
And then of course, like Cena says in the chat, we got the John John Schnepp question in this match, which was just unbelievable touch on everything that kind of the night was all about.
I loved Dan's comment where he was like, "Can you imagine if I had a brain fart and missed that?"
Oh my God.
Yeah. But no, I thought it was a great match. I thought it was a lot of fun. I think Sam winning it makes sense. Sam's played a lot more and a lot more consistently this year. Dan had one match this year. And I also like that Dan came out in his old school garb, no heel, nothing like that. Yeah. Just straight up, have a little fun. Let's play a movie trivia match.
And a Screen Junkies shirt too.
In a Screen Junkies shirt. Junkies. So yeah, I thought it was a nice little finishing touch to everything that was Schmoedown. The two GOATs, in my opinion, I think they're two greatest of all time, no question. I think that what they have done for the league and overall stat wise, they're definitely the two best in my opinion. So I thought the match was a great finale.
I mean, does anyone know movies better than these two? It's hard to imagine. Like, I mean, we know people that. There are people that know movies, but like these two know movies. Like, I feel like Sam just knows everything about everything. Like, literally, just like, and then Dan is just an encyclopedia of movie knowledge.
I can't remember. Was it Dan's 5-pointer that was the Once Upon a Time in...
Dan didn't make it.
Yeah, you got TK.
Oh, he did.
Oh, yeah. Whichever point question it was about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and it was like a deep cut question. But I was sitting there and I was like, I'm pretty sure I watched his YouTube review about that movie when it came out. So yeah, I'm sure he knows this.
It was a 50-50 shot. He went with the wrong Fanning. He just ended up going with the wrong Fanning.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't think there was any chance in him beating Sam at that point. Sam was playing pretty good, but
Sam was playing Sam.
Yeah. That's very fair. Yeah.
The man knows everything about movies. Like it's been proven time and time again.
Like, look at this question about anything ever, I would just need to ask Sam and I would get the answer.
Look at this stat. He TKO'd Oyama, Irwin, and Merle in a row.
In a row. Just
God. Who's the one that he had the most trouble with?
Marisol. Not even trouble. They just both went perfect. He just happened to
trouble in the sense.
He just happened to have one extra speed round question.
Yeah, that just shows. I mean, she's a freak.
Yeah,
monster.
Peggy, I appreciate your reference so much. I am a challenge fan. Thank you. I do love that reference.
Where is it?
It's up top a little bit. I also do like that they appreciated, or that they said that they didn't study. Neither of them didn't study. They went in fresh.
That's them not studying.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Yeah. They made a pact and said that they're not going to study going into the match. So, but obviously at some point, as Alan said, Dan studied the Burbs at one point because he got it right. Finally got it right. So, yeah, nice little finale to the night. And
I do love, I mean, this match was very similar in terms of respect as, like the Marisol and Rachel match was. And it's been like, especially with Sam going like, we all know it. Yeah, I won this match, but you're the GOAT. So here's your GOAT belt title. It was just respect all around. And yeah, it was the perfect. It kind of a bummer it ended in a TKO, but still, it was still, just one of those legendary type matches.
Agreed.
It was like comfort food match.
It was.
It was something that we really needed to see, wanted to see, and it was the perfect ending to this whole thing.
It was great. Yeah, that's a good little descriptor. I like that. Comfort food.
Any final thoughts on this one? Not much to talk about, really.
No, there's one thing that's left that I want to talk about, but
what?
Okay, Brian, take the floor.
Not of this.
No, we're it's okay. We can move on from Levine and
the bye video.
Can we talk about how absolutely perfect the movie guys?
With their Nicole Kidman,
Adam and Paul's video. I was crying.
We lost our shit. We were all like,
Molly, did you see it?
Molly?
Maybe I didn't.
Oh my god.
Wait, hold on. Should we watch it? How long is it?
You have to show her.
It's pretty long. It's pretty long because we were all.
I skipped around a lot. I may have missed it.
50 of us into that.
Let me see if I can find on the side here what you guys are talking about. If I can find out how long it is. Let me see.
So Paul and Adam literally recreated the Nicole Kidman thing, like
the movies thing where she's like walking in the rain. Like they recreated it.
Oh my gosh!
So good.
Dying.
What Mr. the King said. It was so good. We couldn't hear what they were saying because we were dying of laughter. Like it was so.
Like their movements.
Funny.
Like
Brian, where is it? Is it on Twitter? Where is it?
No, it's in the episode.
It's in the.
Is it at the very end?
It's at the very end.
You want me to pull it up?
No, hold on. I got it up right now.
No.
I
will do this.
We'll find it. Just do that part because the video is pretty long. I think the video is like 7 minutes long.
Oh yeah, no, it's long.
I saw a cosplayer at DragonCon that was cosplaying as Nicole Kidman from that, and I was like, oh my god.
It was.
Jake, I have it if you want it.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Pull it. Go just go to the whip.
I know. I literally from. Oh, here I make it full screen.
Just the wit and Preston. It's so fucking funny.
Oh, that's Bonnie Somerville. Okay, here we go.
Go. Oh hi. Oh bye.
I hit the wrong button.
That was it. Oh no. Oh god.
Unmute it, Brian. Unmute it, Brian.
Oh. I may not have even shared the sound. So
get your acts together, Brian.
We come to this place for magic. We come to the movie trivia showdown to laugh, to cry.
His face.
All of it.
Just a dumb smile on his face. I love it.
It's so good.
And we go somewhere.
Oh yeah, the camera movements and everything.
Dazzling images on a computer screen. Sound that's there. Heartbreak.
Oh,
all their losses. It's all the times they lost.
Yes.
Yes. So good.
All the time Adam lost.
No.
And Paul.
The movie trivia showdown. We lose a lot.
We lose a lot.
It's so good.
The movie trivia Schmoedown. We lose a lot.
Oh my god.
Paul walking up the stairs with perfect.
That was the best part.
I take it back. That's the comfort food. That's what I needed.
Oh god.
Oh, so
I need to clip
Leave it
that.
to the movie guys to get one more bit in.
Of
One more
course,
bit.
of course.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Andy, you don't have AMC. We'll send you the video. Of
Oh.
We'll send you the Nicole Kidman video. Yeah.
Yeah, just
That's
Google Nicole Kidman AMC, but you might just get a bunch of memes. So
Yeah.
I started crying again. It just so. It came out of nowhere. And it's just so
Right? It's amongst all of these clips of like, thank you, Schmoedown. We love you guys. This meant so much to me. And then it's fucking Paul and Adam doing the freaking Nicole Kidman bit.
Oh my
gosh.
It was much needed with everyone crying.
Yes.
Because literally they shoved everybody into that tiny studio. There was like 60 of us shoved in that thing. Everyone was sobbing and crying. And so that was definitely a nice palate cleanser. We all just then we were crying and then we were crying because we were laughing because it was perfect way to end it.
It literally was.
God bless the movie, guys.
So good.
All right, one last question, or not question, but one comment I want to bring up here. This is from Dale Denton. He said, to all competitors, crew, and content creators, thank you. It's been a true pleasure taking this ride with you all.
Cheers.
Thank you, Dale. We appreciate it. I think that's a good way to kind of transition and ask you guys, like, we're going to talk about Schmoedown for maybe one more show, might be two. I don't know. We have some plans, but what does all of this mean to you? And how does it feel now that it's officially over, right? There's no more build up to Spectacular. There's no more match promos or posters or anything like that. What are you guys all feeling right now with the movie trivia Schmoedown officially over and in the past?
I'm thankful more than anything because I immediately just think back to what Jake and I him bugging me to constantly watch this show so that way he had someone else to talk to about it. And then saying just immediately if you watch it, then we can do a podcast about it and we'll go from there. And I'm like, all right, fine. And then it evolved to watching it. Then it evolved to us going to the Ward show. No, the Ward show.
I was there.
Yeah, I literally met you sitting right in front of me and never knew it would evolve to something like this. Jake and I literally sitting at the table going, because Call to Action 1, we're like, we're going to beat them. You and I are going to make a show and we're going to beat them. And then it just evolved to...
it happened, right?
No, then second...
Should I throw some final shade? It happened.
Throw some final
shade. At some point. And then...
God, you too.
And then it just... All of a sudden, one day, we're like... Jake's like, let's ask Jill to be on it. And then Jill pops up. And the next day, randomly, or not.
I swindled my way into convincing Molly to be a part of it.
He literally says to me,
"We got her. We got her."
Never forget it.
I'll never forget when I texted Jill and Brian. I know exactly where I was, and I said, "You guys, we just got fucking Molly Damon."
Well, and it's funny because I don't remember that, but I remember you texting me on the side, going, "Should I ask Molly? Should we ask Molly if she wants to join us?" And I'm like, there's no
goddamn
with us. And then I'm texting him back absolutely, you should definitely try to
do it so she can laugh in your face and
then immediately she responds, "No, I'm going to start my own thing."
Which is
and then a week later she's like, "Yeah, fuck this, I'll join you guys." And then it just exploded from here. And those are the things that I just it blows my mind to where we started, at least Jake and I, just him trying to convince me to just watch this YouTube show. And then it just exploded to this spectacular. The one that we all went to is probably one of my most favorite memories of all time. Being in the house with just this wild group of people, seeing the hundreds of people we talked to through quarantine. Just it's just so many good memories and things that I'm going to literally remember forever. Going to the hotel and just meeting people that we've talked to.
The Mod Squad.
Yeah, the Mod Squad.
Mm-hmm.
All of that. Things I will cherish with me forever. And it's just no, Rachel, I never learned to flip a coin, and it still haunts me to this day. But just there's so many things that literally just came from starting watching a little YouTube movie trivia show that I will never, ever take for granted. And it's wild. It's absolutely wild.
Yeah, I think just the lifelong friends that so many people have made because of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost bizarre, the relationships that got started, friendships or otherwise, because of the Schmoedown. It's so crazy that so many people are going to be lifelong friends going forward because of it. Because I was trying to think of my first Schmoedown. Brian can sleep
Ward.
Now.
Get some sleep, Brian Ward.
Someone needs to make the video of Brian Ward Luke fading into the forest. He finally can rest now.
I want something more dramatic. I want Billy Butcherson dramatically falling into yeah, that's what I want. Good night, Billy, and just a long yawn and stretch and just
yes.
passing out.
Oh my god. I think one of my first, if not my first Schmoedown memory was obviously Alex was in it before I was. And so when we went to LA for him to tape that 5-way that he was in, they were filming a Spectacular that day.
Oh.
So I walk into the studio with Alex and I'm like, what the hell is going on? Everybody's partying. There's a ton of people here. It was in the old studio, the old studio. And like, I don't think I talked to very many people. I know I talked to a few people and everybody was super nice, but I was just like, what is this? Who are these people? Like, what are they doing? Like, I knew about the Schmoedown, but being there for the first time in studio, seeing a Spectacular being filmed, like we were kind of like, do we stay for these other matches or do we just leave after the Star Wars match? But we stayed, and it was insane. And like everybody was so nice, and slowly, very slowly, I got to know a bunch of people in it and was like getting more and more into it myself. So it's just crazy to think of where I am now from where that was, because I was just kind of like there to help Alex study, and that was it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, piggybacking off what everybody said, Sean and I started as fans. This was before we even lived together. I walked in. He was living with his sister at the time. I walked into his room and he was watching this show and they're spinning a wheel. And I'm like, what are you watching? He's like, oh, it's movie trivia. And I'm like, you don't watch movies. Like, why are you watching movie trivia? Like, what? And he was like, no, just watch it. It's like, you'll probably like it. It's like bar trivia. And I was like, okay. And then he played another match for me and there was a Disney wheel on the slice. And I was like, oh, they ask Disney questions. And then I was like, okay, I need to see another one. I need to see if there's another Disney slice. And then he introduced me to inner geekdom and then the Harry Potter stuff. And so I was like, okay. And then, I started to really get into it. And then we went to the awards show where we sat with Jake and Gabby. We just happened to be sat at that same table together. God,
what an effing coincidence.
Right. And now here we are going to their wedding. Crazy. And then
vice versa.
I know, right? And then we go to the award show, and then after that we get invited to a taping, and then after that we're asked to come back to a taping, and then when we don't go to a taping, we get texts from people who we used to watch on our screens going, where the hell are you? And it's like, they actually want us to be there. We're not a nuisance. They actually like us, It went to that, and I think about it now, and I don't know what I would have done during the pandemic if I didn't have you guys or the Schmoedown, or like, because this is what I did. We would do the Zoom calls with everybody, and we would sit down and watch Spectacular.
We were on so much.
We did
it
so
saved
much.
Our sanity.
But like literally, we were on so much. But like,
yeah.
That's what we did. This was our social lives during the pandemic. And sometimes I sit down and I think, what would I have done?
It's scary to think about.
Scary to think about. Like, I hear the people who like literally like suffered massive depression during the pandemic, and I 100% probably would have been one of those people, just like, sitting doing nothing and just being sad. But I was lucky enough to have this community and to have you guys and to have the View crew, and I'm just so thankful and blessed to have you guys in my life. I don't want to get emotional. It's just so funny because Sean and I were literally writing guest lists for our wedding coming up, and it's kind of crazy to think that we have tables of Schmoedown people because they are our friends. They're.
Can you put our table in the shade?
Shade on shade.
Our wedding is going to be indoors. We're having an indoor wedding. I will say that much. But it's and I've literally made lifelong friends because of a dumb little movie trivia show. And it's going to be it still hasn't really registered to me really that Sean and I aren't going to be driving out to LA on Saturdays, to go to tapings. But we're still very much in contact with all of our friends over in LA and the Schmoedown crew. So those friendships ain't dying anytime soon, and I'm very, very blessed for that. So yeah, shout out to Christian and Mark for going to that one pizza place in Anaheim, which we did finally find, by the way, and making this crazy dumb little movie trivia show, because it meant a lot to a lot of people.
Yeah,
I don't want to cry.
Couple comments before I say something. Alan Smithy here. Also, it was cool to meet Molly during the Star Wars tourney and talk about Willow. There you go.
Yeah.
Con says one of my fondest and funniest memories is playing in the hotel lobby with Jill and Ellis calling Matt.
That was so much fun, Con. That was so fun.
And then Amaru, y'all are legit my favorite people. Thank you,
Thanks, Rue.
Thank you. No, look, it's no secret to a lot of people who watch this regular that I've been on Schmoedown from the very beginning. I'm an OG. I was watching Schmoes Know, excuse me, and AMC Movie Talk. They collided. Christian and Mark ended up being on Movie Talk quite a bit. They were still doing their stuff. And for people who may watch also, it's also how I met my guys over at Apocalypse, Jacob and Gio. We met in line in Los Angeles at an AMC Movie Talk taping. It's the strangest thing in the world.
That's cute.
We lived 20 minutes apart, and we met in Los Angeles at a taping for AMC Movie Talk.
The coincidence of that is mind.
That's crazy.
It's pretty insane. So, Schmoedown it hasn't given me this. It's given me everything in my podcast life. I honestly would not be doing any of this without it. It's very strange to say, but I would have never done something like Apocalypse, which had a different name at the time. I would have never done it like this. I would have never jumped on a show by myself for an hour and talked about whiskey and Star Wars. Like, I never would have done anything like that.
Your future job, literally.
Yeah, like it's a big deal. And yeah, I mean, I got a job kind of in the field a little bit too, so it's very cool. But it means a lot. It means a lot because it's impacted my life tremendously. It's crazy to think that I've been in Schmoedown longer than I've known Gabby, which is very strange to say. Gabby and I have been together for 6 years.
She was your first love.
Yeah,
Schmoedown.
and Schmoedown was
my first
Schmoedown was essentially 7, 8, 9, whichever the number is. It's crazy. It's given me a lot. I'm very thankful. I've had conversations with people that I never thought I'd had conversations with. Talking to people. Yeah, I watched Alex and Molly since the day they started in 2015, or 2014, whenever it was. Like,
I could go back and show you the day of him and I. Like, they're gonna be on our show. Oh my god! Like, it wasn't just me too.
It's been a very wild ride. Like, I consider myself extremely lucky because, I said I've talked to a lot of people. I was able to coincidentally meet people like Jill and Sean at a taping, randomly sitting at the tiniest table on planet Earth.
Just the four of us.
Just the four of us. And 2 years later, ended up being co-hosts on a show together. And then being able to have conversations about Star Wars with Alex and Molly and the countless people that I've had conversations with, and everyone watching live now and people watching in the past on shows. We've had over 100 views at one point. We had over 300 viewers at one point with one video. It's given me and us a lot, and I'm very thankful for it. It's all because of Christian and Mark and all the countless people that have put in effort throughout the years. Jill said it. It's very strange to think that it's over. We've been putting off the inevitable for the last couple months, obviously, but now it's like officially done. There's nothing to look forward to right now going forward for Schmoedown. It's very, very hard to think about. And of course there's Twitter and all that stuff to talk to people still, but it's not the same. It's just not the same. So I'm going to miss it. I'm really, really going to miss it. So, yeah, Vapion, Alex and Molly are a big deal. Yeah.
Kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
Well, I think
sorry. Good. It just like to that. It's just, I remember thinking like, for Jake and I just being like, oh my God, we're going to talk to you guys they were at Jake's wedding. Like, I remember.
Yeah, we were.
Alex had a great time. But little things. It's just little things that I think about that I'm just like, holy crap, like that really happened. I think for me, Spectacular the most. Because it was the first people were just flocking out of COVID. Which Jill, it literally, when I think of COVID, I think of all of the Schmoedown stuff. Like it just
Spectacular was probably one of the biggest highlights, but from my end, and it's weird to say because I didn't get to experience it with you guys, but having you guys come to me for my wedding was very special.
Did you watch all of Happy Hour?
No, I haven't had the time. I was gone this weekend. So I watched Spectacular today. So
Sean, you would have been livid. Sean said that he at one point considered heavily proposing to her the day the Friday.
And I was like, Jake would have been
Johnny.
Jake would have been.
Can you imagine?
Johnny. But no, like seriously, I've talked to Gabby about this, and even some people who have asked like who you guys were and stuff, and the fact that all of you traveled to me is crazy because you two and PJ, you all traveled the farthest out of anybody we have at our wedding. You guys came the farthest.
Well, you're pretty neat, so
I'm very thankful for all of this because it's given me a lot. It has really given me a lot, and
I love free food and drinks.
So. You're welcome. You had plenty of it. So.
I love riding scoots in downtown.
Yeah, and pictures that I'm not in like that whole weekend.
I will say one other thing about just the Schmoedown stuff, just movies in general. Like every time I watch a movie, my mind is going to go to trivia.
Oh yeah,
like that's going to live on forever. Like we were obsessed with Star Wars trivia before we knew about the Schmoedown. So like,
I mean, I still write trivia for the Patreon. Plug.
I was gonna say Patreon. We're gonna keep doing trivia, so that aspect of the Schmoedown will live on forever.
Yeah, for sure. I'll also bring this up because I think that we've created something here, especially on POV. Rachel had no idea what Schmoedown was until this all started.
Rachel is literally the OG watcher of a certain point of view.
Yeah. She's number one, which is why she's the fifth part of this family.
Yeah,
she is number one.
She was here before Jill, Molly, everyone that you're seeing in the chat. Literally, like,
thank you, Rachel.
Numero uno. Jake and I couldn't have done things without her.
No,
truly,
and
honestly,
and honestly, we've mentioned them a few times, but the View Crew, the few that are the View Crew, our Patreon members, our crew, you guys are just effing fantastic. We are so lucky to have you all jumping on calls, whether it be to hang out, trivia, watch along, whatever it is. There's tons of you in the chat right now, and I have tons watch on playback because of time, but you guys rock, man. Like, we are so lucky. We are absolutely so lucky.
Caught lightning in a bottle, and it's incredible to think about.
Once, but should have been twice. Just saying.
Give us one more award show.
Oh my god, we should have our own awards show and give each other awards.
Not me being super salty that there is an award show that I've been like thinking about it. Like, they need to do one more.
Let's be honest. The Rundown Award should be called the Point of View Award. Let's be honest. Frank Janish, if you're out there.
They couldn't even finish the season. I mean, we ran them out of town.
So we ran them out of town.
Yeah.
Hi, Brandy. Show up at the worst time possible. The end.
Brandy.
One of the Mod Squad members could not do a lot of this without her either. If we're on the topic, so. All right, guys. Any final thoughts before we wrap it up for the evening?
It feels like we're actually ending our show now, and we're
not. We're not ending our show.
We ain't going nowhere.
You're gonna get sick of our faces. You're gonna be like, "Who are these assholes on my screen?" It's us. We're the assholes.
Yeah.
It's us.
All right. Well, just in case, some quick little plugs for everybody. Molly, I'll let you start because you started something back up this month.
Yeah, right. She did.
Oh my god, so fun.
So glad.
Streams. Yeah, so I revived my Twitch channel for the month of October. Might spill into November. We'll see how that goes.
Don't might. Yes, it will. Don't might. Yes.
But yeah, spooky streams are back. We started strong playing the quarry the other night. So
if Alex wouldn't have said like it's been like 2.5 hours, you would have kept going. You were so into it.
I get really into those games because it's a lot of story, not a lot of gameplay, so it's a fun time.
Gotta get good with those quick time challenges.
Joe and I were literally like, yeah.
we were texting each other. We were like twinsies, or like view this TV.
We were laughing. Anytime you'd be like, "Hi, Pippin," like smashing him in the head.
That's why that's why I don't stream like all year round, because like I can't handle the multitasking and the keeping up with chat. Like I have to have Alex here to help me. And like I don't really have a schedule for when I'm going to stream, but it'll be at night because spooks, and probably on weekends. I don't know. Keep an eye out on my Twitter at Molly Damon on Twitter. I will almost always remember to tweet when I'm about to stream. So.
We need to figure out a way that the four of us can.
I want to play Phasmophobia.
A spooky.
It's in talks. It's in talks.
I will.
There's a lot of talks about a POV award show. That could be interesting. That could be interesting.
I think that is a fun idea.
That could be very fun.
They got to be like
some weird
awards.
Categories.
Yeah,
some super weird categories. I also love that the chat is also turned on Chuck all of a sudden. It's incredible.
Chuck is a mod squad.
It's so funny. They go for him right here. Curtis, POV award winner for ditching us for a girl, goes to Chuck.
Oh, I want to make him that award.
So good. All right, Brian, where can everybody find you, man?
God, I just immediately hearing Mod like those jackets they had.
Yeah,
that's spectacular.
Christian literally came running to me across the room and went, "Did you see those jackets?" And I was like, "Of course I saw those jackets. They showed us first. What are you talking about?"
We need a picture. We need you guys' picture of that. We should repost that.
I have one of the three of them.
I have one.
Okay.
I have Chuck.
Ideal posted it on Twitter, I think.
I did. It's part of my.
Let's see if I still have it. Brian, go ahead and do some quick plugs while I find it.
Bia Valsina on Twitter, Instagram, Apocalypse Movies with Jake. I don't know what we're doing tomorrow. Do you know what we're doing tomorrow?
I do, but maybe I won't say. Okay. Oh, I only have Chuck's. Yeah, I just have Chuck's.
That's the one I have too.
It's just so good. Yeah. Oh, Andor, Mandalorian, Marvel Rewind.
All the goodies.
I know. Literally, it's like, oh, great. I have something every single day now. But keeps me busy.
It's only for a little bit longer with She-Hulk ending. So
that's fair.
Jill, what about you?
Yeah, Twitter and Instagram, Jilly Marie, 2 Y's, 2 E's. You can also catch me soon over on Sean's Twitch. I believe we're doing it on his Twitch.
Did he announce it?
He hasn't announced what it is yet.
I don't even know what it is.
He hasn't announced it yet, but he's been working. He's been working really hard on it. It's a big passion project of his, and I will be a part of it. I'm very much looking forward to it.
Are you guys going to both paint an army of little men?
It's going to be us silent for 2 hours.
We're going to paint each other.
Oh.
He's going to paint Minnie's and she'll paint his face.
No, not quite. But we will be announcing that probably in the next couple weeks. Also, Brandy, please let me know what scary movie we're watching because I would like to know so I can watch it. Pew pew.
Yeah, apparently she said she was watching the most scary movie she's ever seen in her life.
I would like to know what.
Or in ages, not her life, but in ages. Yeah, myself at Qui-Gon Jake, Twitter and Instagram. 2 N's because someone else took it before I did. Apocalypse Movies with Brian. I do a little show called The Whiskey Jedi if you're interested. Sean and I will be back later this week with the Rings of Power stuff. We weren't able to do it tonight, obviously, because we should switch the shows to a Monday. I think we're aiming for Thursday. That is a tentative one, but we definitely want to talk because last week's episode rocked. So look out for that later this week. And then there will be a lot of updates coming for us soon, guys. A lot of cool things coming on your way from POV. If you're interested for the moment, check out the Patreon. It's a lot of fun. We're making some adjustments there as well, obviously, because Schmoedown is ending. So there will be some slight changes there, but we still have bar trivia. We have the watch along. The Discord is awesome. So many good people in there. We have the Starburst Hangout once a month, and we're going to be doing some other things in there as well. So
can I say one last shout out? I am shocked and proud of how well everyone did not spoil Spectacular.
Yeah,
like good job, everyone.
Applause, because I was busy. I went a couple days not knowing.
I watched it today. I didn't know a single thing.
Exactly.
Aren't you proud of me? I kept my mouth shut for a month and a half.
Everyone, yeah.
Did it.
But
yay.
Well, everyone who's been watching for Schmoedown, we would love for you to continue on with us as we go into a new side of things. We also understand if you were here just strictly for Schmoedown. And if that's the case, thank you so much for your support and being here, whether you're chatting it up or just watching along live or on the replay. This was not possible without you guys. Literally, this does not happen without any of you. So we are very thankful. So for all of us here at POV, thank you again. We hope you have a great rest of your night, great rest of your week, and we'll catch you guys next time.
Bye.